that you just made. So you noticed, for some of you, it was easy to read the images. Yeah, for some of you, it's easy to listen to me. So you have different channels on how you learn. And so that's why the combination is very important. So also we have a square format. Why do we have a square? The square is a practical shape because when we work in the book, it's easy for us to work over the entire double page. Also to turn the book. If we stick to the A4 format all the time with our students at university or for yourself or in school, they will always think in a linear way, top down. If you take a square, they will experiment with the shape. Yeah? They're much more flexible in turning and in playing around with design, graphic design. That's my experience from school, so that's why I tell you the books quickly. I have two examples from my students. They work in the same format like you. So I cut this format for you so that you actually can connect easily. I will pass around the books while I speak, so you can look at them. They're both the same year, the same class. The students, they learn together. They're 12th grade and work in the books between 16 and 17 years old. And what's interesting is this is a girl and there's a boy, and you can try to see if there are differences. Because you know how that is with art and design. Many people say, teachers or parents, the girls can do this because they like art. But the boys, they do sports. But it is a matter of training, like how open you are towards the challenges. This is the boy. Okay. So how do we learn? We learn with our five senses, and these five senses are the taste sense that is not so easy in school. You don't lick your book or your pen, but there are many students who bite the pen. You've seen that.
Yeah.
And it actually is part of learning too, because it activates the learning strategies. And so some chewing gum, and you should also think about if you forbid it or if you accept it, because for some students it's important for the learning process. There is sight that's very important for us as art teachers and as artists, but also for science, because you make a lot of observations. There's touch, and you notice how important touch is. You just made your own book, and that was a good experience for you. Smell. Smell is more important than you think. You don't really notice it too much, but when you come into a new building, or you walk through your town, your city, you have a lot of different smells. Also, when you open a new book, it smells fresh from the printing press. It's very nice. Students also enjoy it. They like the smell of a new book. And we have hearing, and that's what you do right now. You listen to me. So a lot of our perception is done by hearing. So when we learn, we don't learn in a linear way from top down. We also don't learn from left to right or the other way around. We learn in an arrangement that is like a mind map. So actually the mind map is like a FAS. It's the map of our mind, which is, there's an original idea in the center, and it's spread to the side. So this is the mind map that I made when I talked to my hosts here on the first day. So I wrote down everything that needs to be done, that I have to keep in mind. And so it's very dense. Yeah? The good thing is, you can let it grow from the center to the outside. You find a mind map on your printout. You turn it around, there's a mind map on my daily routine. That's an exercise that I made with the students in school. And it's a very nice exercise, so you can think about what you actually all do. You do a lot of things, much more than you think. And when you do a mind map, think about the tree. The tree doesn't have only one branch and has lots of twigs. So if you say, I brush my teeth in the morning, then it's interesting to know what kind of toothbrush, what kind of toothpaste you take. You know, is there maybe some certain song that you listen to? Is there another routine that you adapt to or that you picked up? Is there maybe a certain time that you do this? Some people do before breakfast, other after. It's like really interesting. Yeah, so actually these things make yourself more individual, and these are important. So actually I would like to ask you to do the first little task today. And I know that some of you are in research on their projects that they work on. So try to take a little bit of time, maybe 15 minutes, and create your own mind map. Put your research in the center and write down what you all work on. Usually there's lots of things, and there is one thing that you specify in, so we can have more twigs and branches around that. And if you don't have a project, you can also just write about your daily routine. So take a little bit of time and try to set up your own double page with ideas. Do you have a pen with you? Otherwise I have a pen. I think most of you have a pen. Everybody? Mind maps are also ideas and visions, but they're also experiences that you already have. So it's very important to also get to know yourself better with the mind map. And maybe one thing to help you before you start working, when I prepared my lecture today, I put my notes down as a mind map. It makes a lot of sense because you don't need any words to read. Yeah, it's a distraction. You want to speak openly, and so symbols are universal. Everybody understands this. And that makes a lot of sense. So I don't want to keep you, just take some notes. Mind map. Start in the center. I can work along with you, so it's easier for you. I'm scared. It's up to you, but I think it makes sense if it's like 5 at least. 5. Yeah, and then you have to, in total I tell my students, there has to be at least 20 different things. So if you have a lot of divisions coming off the 5, then we don't have a problem.